Good morning, everybody. I'm going to take my mask off. I'm the only one in the room here. Hi, thanks for joining me. Wow, we've got at least 35 people on here today. That's super exciting. Thank you so very much for joining me. We've got plenty of people here. Let's see, Scout and Gabby and are here, and Shelly's here. Hello, my favorite mother-in-law, Linda Burke. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for being here with us today. Really appreciate it. Obviously, we'd love for you to be here in person, but you know what? This is the best we can do right now. So we're gonna go with it and have a good time anyway. All right. Thank you so much, everybody who's joined us and has taken the time out of their day to come and hang out with us. I really appreciate it. A couple of housekeeping notes. We'd keep the comments coming. We love to hear from you. Just keep them going. We'll flash some up here as they come in, just so everybody can kind of be together. We'd love that. If you're watching this on a replay, we'd love to hear what you have to say in the comment section down there. We'll be going through after this event is over and saying hi and commenting when folks check in. So. This event, I think, is just so much fun every year because I get a chance to really connect with people and talk with people. I don't always have time to, we get some one-on-one time when you're there, but I don't get to see as many of you at once as I do in an open house. So this is fantastic. And I really appreciate you being here with us and checking in and saying hi. It's, again, just amazing to have everybody join us today. So what a crazy year. I don't think I have to tell any of you that. This has taken all of our combined efforts and teamwork and just such great support from all of our clients and their dogs being here to keep us rolling. And we really could not have done it without you. And that's the main reason, that we're still here. This has been a rough year for small businesses, and you have really helped us not only survive this year, but really thrive in all of this craziness. So again, thank you so much. So let's take a quick year in review and tell you kind of where we've been. So obviously we started with a great year in January and February. Everything was moving well. We were all having a lot of fun, and then all of a sudden March hit, and a small thing called COVID came to play in our yard. So we've over the course of the year, I think one of the things that I'm most proud of is the close alliance that we've had with the folks at PAC, so Pima Animal Care Center. They've been really great to work with. We've really deepened that relationship, and I know we've got a couple of reps from PAC on with us today. So again, thank you so much for what you do for the community and for the dogs that come in through your facility. We're happy to be here to help your mobility challenged dogs and really make their chances at being adopted and living a fantastic life that much greater. So we really appreciate that relationship and look forward to continuing to work on that in the future. In late March, we stopped taking new recreation clients, and an effort to try to limit the number of clients and people that were coming through the door. We really wanted to limit the impact of how many people that we were in touch with, and that was a difficult decision, but I think it was one that was the right one to make. And knock on wood, where's Half-Moon? I'll knock on his head. We have all remained safe. We've all had at least one scare, but we've done the best we can. And I think it's working out really well. So that, I think, was a good decision, and one that I'm happy with. And I thank all of you for understanding all of the changes that we had to make, and not being able to be as, I don't want to say compassionate, but I'm a hugger. Most of us here are huggers, and we've really had to change the way we show our support for our clients who come in the door and the challenges that they may be having emotionally with a dog who has a mobility challenge. So thanks for working with us, and we really appreciate that. So a couple of other big things. We started, COVID has given us opportunities to try new things that we hadn't been able to do before, one of which was the Mobility Chat series that I started to do in April. That has been really great. I think I've done upwards of 20 of those now over the course of 10 months. And those have been good for me, and we've gotten some really good feedback for those. So I'm happy about those. This is also the year that I released my second book, Emotion to Motion. That came out in September. If you were with us for the book launch, we did a book launch just like this, so we kind of got to practice this a little bit. So I'm really proud about that's come out. I was lucky enough and fortunate enough to actually have Emotion to Motion debut as the #1 small animal veterinary release in the week that it came out. It was #1, so I couldn't have done that without all of you. Quick reminder that if you have read the book, or at least part of it, that counts. I'd love it if you'd go to Amazon or Goodreads and leave me a review. Those mean a lot for people who are interested in perhaps checking out the book. So if you could leave a review for me, that would be great. We ended the year, I think, on a really great community service note. I talked earlier about the folks at PAC and our deepening relationship with them. We ran a sweater drive. The idea was to raise some money to buy sweaters, and there's a particular series that I really love. They're called the Gold Paw sweaters. Super easy to put on. They're very soft. They're like your favorite fleece. So I said, hey, can you help me raise some money? We want to buy some of these. They're not inexpensive, but they're fantastic and they feel great. We ended up raising $1,600 for sweaters for the clinic dogs at PAC. So I'm really excited about that. I will tell you that of that, we raised that $20, $35 at a time, about $650 of that. So we've already purchased the sweaters. They just came in yesterday. Those will be going over to PAC next week, so we can get those on the bodies and keep those clinic dogs warm. It gets cold in there, obviously. I agreed to match $500 of that, and I had a very kind client step up and say that she would like to match at $500 as well. So we have $1,000 left over that the folks, the doctors in the clinic, are determining how they would like to distribute that. So as soon as I know what their decision is on that, we'll be distributing that money either in products, services, however they feel is best to distribute among the dogs in the clinic, the ones that are in there and the ones that are maybe out on foster. So that was a great way for me to end the year. So it was just a great show of community support, and it always feels good to be part about that. It just is. It's great. That's the best part, I think, of what we do. So, okay, so I have some folks that I would like to thank, and that is my staff. So what you're going to see is we're all unmasked because we're all in different places, and everyone has agreed to be on today. Normally we would be here shaking hands, saying hi, but we're going to do that virtually today. So I'm going to bring everybody in. All right, here we go. There's Nikki Fromm.
Hello.
Maureen McCoggin.
Hi.
Kim Dion. And you have Peanut beside you? Who's Jelly Bean? Jelly Bean makes
Jelly Bean. Yeah, she just said hello.
And this is Julia.
Hi.
There's Amy.
Hi.
So, and my wife, Kathy, who was running, she's running all of the work from behind the scenes. So she has elected to remain anonymous right now and off screen. So it was important for me to recognize all of these folks because they are the ones that keep everything rolling. And being able to do that is just so important, and making sure that everybody has what they need. We can't run a great facility if it's not clean and it's not up to our standards. So that's where that's where Amy's work comes in. And we appreciate Amy's work. So she's the one that keeps us clean, keeps all the windows clean, keeps all the filters going the way they should be. Thank you, Amy. We appreciate everything that you do. And you're kind of you're our adult in the background, because sometimes we don't always do what we're supposed to do. So we appreciate that.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. And then say hi to Nikki. Nikki is my right-hand woman. She works a lot with our mobility challenge dog. Nikki is, I'm super proud of Nikki this year. She's expanded into doing some of our cart fittings and measuring. So I think you had your first client yesterday that you measured and fitted all by yourself. So congratulations. I'm really happy with how far you've come on that. And you're just a huge asset to what we do. So thank you so much for that. And then, oops, I just dropped Kim off. There she is. Hi, Kim. Didn't mean to kick you off there. So Kim is our adult up front. I'm sure all of you have talked to Kim if you have called in at all. So Kim has really made the office work as it should be. So we appreciate that from Kim. She comes from a long line and working in veterinary offices, and honestly, we don't get things to roll the way they should unless Kim's in. So Kim, we appreciate all your work, and thank you for everything you do. And the other note I want to make about Kim is, if you've heard of the great work that Tucson Cold Wet Noses does, you're looking at it right there. So between she and Terry Goddard, they make that organization run. They take in a lot of the old fogies, and the diabetic dogs, and the congestive heart failure dogs, and the kidney dogs, and the ones that everybody else has kind of given up on. So Kim, we appreciate all you do for us. Yeah.
Thank you.
And you're welcome. Dog, so we appreciate it. And then Julia is our most recent addition to the staff. Hi, Julia. It's good to see you.
Hi.
Julia up front also comes from a long line of veterinary work. So we appreciate that. You are a VSCOT alum. That's correct, I believe?
That is correct, yes.
And you were a surgical tech as well, surgical vet tech.
Yep.
Yeah. So she brings us some extra skilled pair of hands when we have a dog who maybe isn't down with the program that we're trying to get going. So we appreciate that. And then finally, Mo here up in my upper right-hand corner. Hi. Maureen is new to our stuff, and she's been in the background for most of the time. Maureen is my online course development director. She is a former biology professor, and I certainly appreciate her ability to take something that's written in a book and help me translate it into something that makes sense and is engaging in an online forum. And you'll see a little bit more about that in a couple minutes. But Maureen, we appreciate everything that you've done for us. And it's been great to work with you as a client, but also as a colleague. So the other piece you should know is that Maureen is one of my first readers for all of my books. So she's read them all cover to cover a couple of times before they even hit the publisher. So Maureen, thank you very much for that. I appreciate your time and effort. So this is my amazing staff, and we appreciate all of you so much. And I just, we couldn't do what we do here without you guys. So I am going to let you go. Enjoy your Sunday. Nikki, sorry, you have to stick around. Your stuff. Everybody else, thank you so much for coming, and stay out of trouble. Wear your masks. We'll see you on Tuesday. All right. Bye, guys. All right. All right. So that is my amazing staff. And I really can't tell you, I'm just so proud of them right now. And we've just come so far over this last year, 18 months of really being able to excel at what we've been able to do. So thank you clients for being kind and really taking good care of them too. I've had a lot of you ask about everyone's welfare and their well-being, and that's greatly appreciated. Okay, so I promised some big news in my email, and wow, I was surprised how many people actually read that. And from the time they received the email and came in saying, what's the big news? You got to tell me. I want to know first. I'm like, no, you got to wait. Okay, so we have been working on another good part of, if there can be said that there was anything good about COVID, it certainly pushed me along to do things that I had wanted to do for a very long time. When one of those was to create an online learning center. So I am very happy to share with you learn.aloyalcompanion.com. That is our new site. And let's make sure I get the right one here. Here it is. This is our new site. We have more than, let's see, we have 4 classes that are upcoming, and we're going to go through each one of these really quickly. And we have some self-guided class opportunities. And we have a ton of free mobility chats. These are anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes. They have written summaries that go with each one of these that talk about a particular topic. So anywhere from understanding the role of your emotions to how water works, to using massage basics on your dog to help them feel better, and pick out the right equipment. So selecting the right boots that work for your dog. This has been a labor of love, and again, one that that Maureen has really helped me to be able to bring to fruition and just bring to the forefront. So we have 4 classes that are going to be coming online here very quickly. The first one is the Pain and Mobility Seminar. That's going to be coming up soon. And let's see, where's that one? Okay, so this is what the inside of one of the sessions will look like. So this is the back. When you sign up for this session, it will be a live Zoom seminar presentation with time for questions and direct interaction with all of those who come and visit us for that seminar. There'll also be individual takeaways that will be discussed during the seminar. So that one in particular, that one's coming up soon, like I said. So I'm really looking forward to all of these. I think as you go through and this is all open for anyone to come and check out at learn.aloyalcompanion.com. And by the end of January, this will also have a connection to our website, which is aloyalcompanion.com. You'll be able to get there. This is one of our self-guided classes, and this one is called Learning to Pay Attention. So this one has videos of me talking, if you can stand that at all. And the one of my favorite classes, and one that is probably the best. So here's your main screen here, and then sorry, all my tabs say the same thing, which is really unhelpful. Let's try this one. So this is your dashboard. So when you log in, you can see what these classes looked like. So I have my own dashboard. All the classes that I've signed up for come in here. So everything that I have taken a look at or want to maybe come back to later, they're right here, super easy on my student dashboard. So the back end of one of our self-guided ones breaks down the learning from video, but we also have, oops, there's me talking again. So this one happens to be, the paying attention happens to talk about the activities of daily living, which is super important to what we do. That's the foundation of what we look at everything here. So this goes through and helps you understand what that looks like, as well as some written pieces. So if you don't want to watch the whole video, you can get the gist of it from the written piece. Okay. So that is a loyal companion, learn.aloyalcompanion.com. It's our Canine Mobility Resource Center. And the most important thing one of the most important thing that I want to share with you is that there will be, I'm going to offer a 50% discount with the coupon code, and I'll put it right in here, Open House. Put that coupon code in when you go to purchase, and that will give you a 50% discount on all of the prices that are up there now. That's going to be good for 6 months. So whenever you would like to log on and check it out, we'd appreciate you doing that. Let us know what you think of it. Leave us some information or some feedback, and that'd be fantastic. Now I'll be adding content. I'll be adding content to this probably at a pace of about 2 to 4 pieces per month. So those could be the mobility chats. It could be more writing. I'm planning on doing some more writing and blogging this year. So anything that I think is going to be helpful for folks that have questions about mobility and how their dog is doing and what they can do to help them help their dog more efficiently. That's my goal there. Is I want dogs to be able to move as independently as possible and stay engaged in everybody's life. I want them to be there. And I want to make it easy for that to happen. We have more self-guided courses that are coming soon, so keep an eye out for those. All of the mobility chats will remain free in that location. I think it's important for me that folks have access to the information. There will be courses that have direct contact with me that will be at a cost. So we have 4 of them that are up there now. The pain and mobility class, the emotional effect of mobility, emotional impacts of pain, and let's see, the do-it-yourself mobility assessment course, which is really the foundation of what we do here and helping you be able to figure out, where is my dog on that spectrum? What's the baseline? Where are we now? And it gives you really an insight into how to look at your dog and how to do it in a very organized way so that you can see change and you can record what you're seeing and then be able to compare that to what you see in the future, take it to your veterinarian and say, this is what I saw 6 months ago and now this XYZ has changed. What's our plan going forward? So really the goal is to make sure that you can be a very productive and contributing member of your veterinary team. Okay, so I really like those classes, and I like teaching those. I'm looking forward to teaching Zoom classes, and now that everyone has had to have at least one Zoom call, FaceTime call, some sort of video call, I think it's a little easier for folks to get past looking at a computer. To take a class rather than being in person. But right now I still don't feel like it's a wise move to have any more people in the facility than we have to. So we're going to go to this, and hopefully it will go smoothly. But again, I'd love to have any feedback to be able to make our courses as good as they can possibly be. So don't forget, you've got your coupon code down here. It's Open House, and the website is learn.aloyalcompanion.com, and that so you can go directly there, and that will take you in. Even signing up for the free ones, all we'll need is your email address, first name, last name, so that we can get you access into the learning environment. And then after that, all of the classes, courses, or mobility chats you want to watch, they'll all go on your dashboard like I showed you before. So you have access to all of that to go back and double check something that maybe you saw in a prior visit to that particular learning environment and site. So like I said, I'm really excited about that. Again, thank you to Maureen. to Dr. Maureen for doing everything that she did and continues to do to help me get that going. So we are going to next move to making the tug toy. So little background on the tug toys. If you stopped and picked up some materials from us, you should have had a packet of four or three pieces of fleece, and Nikki is going to walk you through how to do those. There were two bags. One of them was a little bit harder, one was a little bit easier. These toys, we have an option. Once you're done making them, you can either keep them for your own dog. If your dog likes to play tug, please feel free to hold on to those. If your dog is not a tug player, like none of my dogs are, these you can bring them back into us, and we will be sending these over to PAC for the dogs on the adoption line to be able to play with. They can never have too many toys over there. Some of these are the more difficult. Square knot is it's definitely more sturdy. But again, this is just one more way that we're trying to make sure that we keep a good relationship going with the dogs that PAC and the folks at PAC. We want to support them as much as possible. So I'm going to bring Nikki in, and she's gonna show you how to do that. Hi, Nick. Talk a little louder for us. Oh,
What we're doing
there we go.
today is going to be the simple braid. It has 6 pieces of fleece in the bag.
Okay.
So what you're going to do is take all the fleece and line it up at the top, and then you're going to kind of pull it, stretch it a little bit, and then just tie a knot at the top and pull it nice and tight. From there, you're going to sort out the colors of the fleece. So we're going to so you have blue, red, and black. You're going to put both the blue strips together, both of the red strips together, which I tied together up here. Give me a second. Okay. And then both of the black strips together. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take your black strips and place them over the red strips. So now they're in the middle. And then you're going to take your blue strips and place them over the black strips so that they're now in the middle as well. And then you're just going to kind of pull that tight a little bit. And then you're just going to keep doing that. So the left side goes over the middle, and then the right side goes over the middle. And you're just going to do that all the way down the fleece until you get to the end. And then when you get to the end, you're just going to tie it in a knot. I'm going to tie it in a knot a little sooner since I tied the red a little short. And you're just going to get to the end, tie it in a nice tight knot, and then you'll have a braid. This one's all the whole length, so it'll be a little bit longer, but that's what it looks like when it's done. The next type of braid is a little more difficult. It's a square knot, but like Kate said, it's a lot sturdier, a lot tougher for the dogs to get through, which is great for the really strong dogs. But if your dog's a chewer, still make sure that they don't get through it and start eating the pieces. So for this one, you got 4 strips of fleece. 1, 2, 3, 4 in your packet. And you're going to start the same way. You're going to tie a knot at the top and pull it nice and tight. There we go. And then you're going to separate the pieces. I'm going to put black on top, gray on the bottom, blue out to my left, and the red out to my right. So if you want to set it up the same way, then you can follow along with what I'm doing. So I'm going to take the black first and bring it down towards me. And I'm going to leave a little bit of space in between here. And then I'm going to bring the gray up to where the black was. And both of them have a little space that you can weave the other pieces through. Now what you're going to do is you're going to take the red, you're going to go over the gray strip and under the black strip and just kind of pull it through loosely. Then you're going to take the blue strip, go over the black strip and under the gray. So now you kind of have a square on the top. Now you're going to take the black and gray and pull them a little tight. Then you're going to do the same thing with the red and the blue. And you're just going to keep alternating doing that until you have a nice tight square at the bottom. So now we're going to do it again, just opposite. So we're going to take the gray and fold it down and take the black and fold it up. We're going to take the red and go over the black and under the gray. And then we're going to take the blue and go over the gray and under the black. And then again, you're going to alternate pulling it tightly. And now you can kind of see it's starting to form a little more. Now you can actually see the square. And we're going to just keep doing that. So black down and gray up. Red goes over the gray and under the black. And blue goes over the black and under the gray. And we're just going to keep doing that.
So Nikki, how tight are you pulling at the top? Like super tight?
The tighter you pull it, the stiffer it's going to be. The looser you let it be, kind of the more, there's going to be a little bit of stretch in it.
Okay.
So it would kind of depend on what you want for your dog. I'm pulling it really tight, so it's really strong. But if your dog prefers softer toys, you can definitely not tighten it as much as I am.
Okay, thanks for that. I'll get off your screen now. Do that
Oh,
a
you're
couple
good.
more times for us, okay? Because I always have trouble making this one. I'm not particularly crafty as it is. That's why you're doing this. But yeah, so do that a couple more times for us, okay?
Okay. So I'm going to always go from the top to make it nice and easy for me to remember. So I'm going to bring the gray down and the black up and the red over the black and under the gray and the blue over the gray and under the black and then pull tight again alternately. All right, and then one more time. Pull the black down, put the gray up. Red goes over the gray and under the black. Blue goes over the black and under the gray. And pull nice and tight. Then I have one almost done. Then when you get to almost the end, where there's still a little bit of a tail left, you can either tie it like you did at the top, just kind of bringing it around your wrist and pulling it through. Or if you don't have enough to do that, you can just take I took the gray and the blue and the red and the black and then just tied them together 2 times to make it a nice tight end for them.
So that's the solution for people that don't plan well enough, like me?
I did the same thing.
Hold up that finished one a little bit so we can see a little bit more of the texture. Either one.
Okay.
That looks good.
That's the finished one that I did first. But
Okay.
it's nice and strong, doesn't really, bends only a little bit, but it's a square all the way around. So
That's very cool. That's very cool. Now, are these machine washable by any chance?
I always machine wash them. I just don't dry them.
Okay. So just an air dry. I mean, it's Arizona, so how long can that take, right?
Right.
Okay. So that's awesome. That's awesome. Can we see the braided one again?
Oh yeah.
So the one you did first was just the simple braid, right?
Yep. And it's nice and floppy and just kind of fun, but it's longer and a little stretchy. So it could be a lot of fun for the dogs to play with, especially if they're not super strong.
Okay. And then on the ends of those, would you also be able to tie that in a circle if you wanted to when you were done? If you
Oh
left
yeah.
enough
I mean,
at
if
the
you want
beginning?
to, you could definitely. I mean, you could do it now too, but if you left enough on the ends, you could
Mhm.
definitely tie them together to make it a circle.
Make it a circle. Awesome. Okay, cool. Well, that was fun. That was fun. So Nikki, we're going to come back to you in a few minutes, and you're going to lead us through the bandanas, but we're going to give you a break, and then I'll bring you back on. Okay. Thanks for
Sounds
that.
good.
Awesome. Thank you. All right. So I hope that was fun for everybody. I know it's a little. I personally have always had a challenge making that square knot. I still have my 4 strips from, I hate to admit it, last year, that I have never been able to put together. So spatial relationships are not my specialty. And I can see Kathy's on camera in another room and she's shaking her head like, yeah, you have no clue about spatial relationships, which I really don't. So thank you, Nikki, for taking us through that. We've got some more folks checking in. And I can't tell you how many times I hear people tell me when they come in, they say, I can't say your name in our house. I can't say Nikki's name in our house because the dogs think we're leaving and we're going swimming or we're going to go do our workout in the gym. So those kind of stories really, really warm our hearts here because that means that we're making a difference, not only to you, but to your dog and that you enjoy coming here. So thank you for sharing those and also being a part of our big family. Okay, so we have I have one more announcement to make, and this one is a little bit different than the learn.aloyalcompanion.com, which was an addition. We're now going to be making a subtraction from our business. And again, another opportunity that COVID presented us as I limited the number of folks and dogs that we would be able to see in the facility. The first thing I did was say, we're not going to be taking any recreational clients. So we qualify recreational clients as those who are coming in to play, teach their dog to swim so they can have some fun. They don't have a mobility challenge. They don't have hip dysplasia or haven't had a recent neurologic condition or don't have a recent injury or disease. So we've said, we need to take a break and we need to limit the number of people that came in. And that was a natural extension for me. So over the last 10 months, we've found that we can do that. And so the second announcement for this event is that we are going to be transitioning over to mobility clients only. Now there are some exceptions, and if you we have some membership open swimmers, so dogs that don't have a mobility condition that have been with us for some from the very beginning. So I've made some exceptions for some existing clients, but we will not be taking any new recreation clients. So we will be focused strictly on dogs that have a mobility challenge that that we can work with. I feel like we can. It really keeps us closer to our mission. We believe that mobility is life. And any way that we can provide more and better services to help provide those tools that helps dogs do that as independently as possible, that's what we want to do. And we want to focus our attention there. So just know that that was a big decision for me to make. And but it's one that I'm proud of. So I think it's important that I clarify what we mean as mobility. So we'll work with any animal. Yes, that includes cats, that includes goats, that includes, I can't do snakes, but I can do a lot of other quadrupeds. or if they were supposed to be quadrupeds. We'll be working with any of those. So we had, for example, we had an 11-month-old poodle that came in that has the beginnings of hip dysplasia. Already had, if you watched my mobility chat on hip dysplasia, you know that every dog is born with perfect hips, but as they form, that's when things change. And we've found that this particular puppy will have challenges with hip dysplasia. So we'll be working with him. He's a good example of a dog that is really, really functional right now, but is headed in a direction that is not going to be good. The other end of that spectrum is, 16-year-old Hella, who is a big lab shepherd mix that keeps on going, comes and swims with us every week. And we're happy to see her come through the door, continuing to work with her. Another example would be my own Half Moon, who has intervertebral disc disease and no real use of his rear limbs. But we're going to be working and continue to work with him to get as much motor back in those legs as we can, give him tools and mobility equipment and supplies that help him make the most out of his life as independently as possible. So those are kind of the examples we're talking about. It doesn't have to be it doesn't have to be a major injury. We don't have to be completely down in the back end to come and see us. It can be something as simple but as crippling as osteoarthritis. We just want to make sure that the dogs who need some help getting around comfortably, we can be available to help them. So that's really been the drive and my passion when I started this business 12 years ago. And I was trying to do the math in the shower. So of course I had my hands going and I'm like 2008, 2009, I'm counting through and I'm like, oh my God, it has been 12 years. I cannot believe that I've been doing this. Obviously we've been here for 6, but it's been a long time. And this was my goal. My goal was to help dogs with mobility challenges. It was never to really get into the recreation side. Never really wanted to be a trainer. It's not me. And it's not us. It's not what we do. And it's not what we do best. So COVID has given us a chance to practice what we do best and believe that we can. So that's what we're going to be doing going forward. Now, if you have a question or some of your friends have a question about whether their dog might be eligible to come and see us, give us a call. Give us a call. It's 520-448-3548. And we'd be happy to answer that question for you. If you think that your dog has a mobility challenge, he probably does. So it's worth that phone call. Just getting that in there for you. But it's worth a call. It's worth just a chance to come and check out and see if what we do can be helpful for your dog. We also have, over the past 12 years, have established a really good working relationship with quite a few veterinarians and clinics in town. So you can always ask your veterinarian about that as well. We're happy to take referrals from them and to work closely with your vet team to make sure that we're getting you the support that your dog needs. So I thought the other thing that might be helpful, I know that most of the folks who are on the call or on the email right now, on the video call, maybe you've been here. Most of you probably have, but I don't think that all of you have been through each of the services we provide. So I thought it would be helpful for me to just go through quickly our basic ladder of how we work, what we do, and kind of what that process looks like. I've had clients who have maybe had their dog swimming with us for 6 months, and I'll say something about massage and they'll look at me and say, "You do massage here?" So that's kind of prompted me that maybe I need to explain a little bit more about what we do. So we're just going to go through quickly how that works. It's also broken down pretty well on our website, and that will continue to evolve over the next probably month and a half to clarify our move to mobility only. But I thought it would be helpful to go through there. So if you have any questions while I'm going through, I'll use my old line that I am a youngest child. I'm used to being interrupted, so just go ahead and type away, pop them in the comment section, and I'll answer those as they come up. And that includes folks that are watching this on a replay. If you have a question, type it in there. we'll get back to you and answer that as soon as possible. So every dog that comes to see us, it always starts with a mobility consult. So those are about an hour, depending on what the needs are. I sit down with mom and dad and the dog, and after reviewing the records that we request from the veterinarian, so we have a diagnosis, we know what's going on with the dog. So my goal in doing the mobility consult is to understand a couple of things. What's the dog struggling with at home? Where are the challenges? How much is the pet parent really noticing changes with the dog, and how can I help them be more aware about where those challenges might be, and any changes to the mobility, to their dog's mobility. We're also looking at the dog's activities of daily living, or ADLs. So what do they do every day, and where are they having challenges? So we're talking about functional mobility, which is being able to walk across the room, transition from a stand into a sitting or a lying position, transition from those sits or downs back into a stand, rolling over in bed, basic things. ADLs are taken from the human elder care experience for the most part. What can folks, and in our case, dogs, do independently? And where do they need some help? So functional mobility, being able to stand to consume food or water, and move to and from that water dish. So it's not necessarily how's their appetite, it's can they stand up to take in that nourishment. One that always surprises people is the ability to stand and pee and poop. That is more than just basic. You'd be surprised. We have a name for not being able to squat and hold the position to poop, and that's called the walking poop. You just kind of leave a trail here and there. Well, a lot of that is from either pain, weakness, or instability, being able to hold that condition, that position, to be able to eliminate. We're also looking at things like being able to groom. Can they shake off? Do they have enough flexibility to bend around the side to chew on their knee, or clean their coat back there, or clean up after any elimination? So are they able to do that and not roll over or fall over? Can they actually bend over to do that? And then we're also looking at mental engagement. Are they still making an effort to follow you around the house? Do they still want to be with you? Is there a hesitation? So one of the ones that I see a lot is if you get up and move from, let's say, the living room into the bedroom, your dog used to get up and follow you wherever you went. Like, I couldn't get up from this chair. And in fact, if you see this hand moving a lot, that's because Helen is requiring that, yes, that would be Helen requiring that I pet her. So if I were to get up and leave this room, she would leave immediately. Now, what I hear sometimes is, he'll lay there for a couple of minutes, but then eventually he'll come in if I stay in the bedroom. So that tells me that your dog is probably doing some sort of a cost benefit of an analysis. Is it worth it for me as a dog to exert the energy it's going to take to get myself up off the floor, walk into the other room, and lay down again? It's not worth it if you're just going to come right back out. So I'm going to wait and see if you're going to come back out. So that tells me that there's probably some pain involved, and that's a limiting factor in one of their activities of daily living. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that kind of information and those stories and the way that mom and dad, pet parents, are feeling about their dog, and we're going to build a program based on that. So it can involve things like massage, assisted swimming, Fitness for Life, or our mobility fitness sessions. It can be a lot of things. But we're going to try to take that and mold it into a program that's going to help your dog be more active in their everyday life, which is really what you want. You want them to be there with you. So if we're also going to be looking at, is there equipment that they need, that you need to help them? The Help 'em Up harness, as I've told you, is one of my absolute favorite pieces of equipment. So are things that we can get on the dog that will help you help the dog. So we're looking at this from a lot of different angles. So a lot of folks have come in and done assisted swims with us. That's one of probably our most popular probably our most popular service at this point. So that's for all levels of mobility challenge. So in a day, if I spend, there are certain days that I'll spend probably 6 hours in the water, probably 2.5 to 3 hours at a time. So in that span, in those 30-minute sessions, I may have one dog who bolts up the ramp, jumps in off of the ramp into the water and chases his toy. So that dog still has a mobility challenge, still has bad hips that are coming, but we're working to build that strengthening. I may go from that to carrying a 40-pound dog up the ramp who is a quadriplegic or who has issues in all four legs and carrying them into the water. It may be, we have one little cutie pie who doesn't move her legs much in the water anymore, but darn it, she's in the water and she's doing her best. So I'm there to support her and I'm hands-on the whole time. So it really depends on what each individual dog needs. So we don't really have a cookbook here. Sorry, Kathy, I know you love cookbooks, but we don't really do that. We can't. We schedule these and we make these programs for each dog, and we deal with each dog as they come in for each appointment. So sometimes they're tired, sometimes they're excited to be in, sometimes they're scared of the water, and we have to teach them to swim, as well as helping them get the benefit of being in the water for that amount of time. We have one very cute boy, sweet boy, who we lost late last year, that we brought him in the water. He was about 20 pounds, 25 pounds overweight, big shepherd, and he wouldn't move any legs. So literally, he sat in the water like this. He was like a ship with no with no engine. So we had to teach him how to use and move each of his legs independently. And dang it, he got it. And he ended up enjoying his time in the water. And I think he enjoyed the treats he got at the end of each lap, I think. But you know what? We'll take it. We got legs moving. So that's really the most important thing. So we do a lot of different things in that regard, of not only teaching them how to swim, but teaching them how to get the most out of the benefits of water, which are, there's so many benefits of water. In fact, I'll put in a shout out for the Wonder of Water, which is on our learn.aloyalcompanion.com. That was one of my mobility chats that I enjoyed a lot, because I got to learn a lot about the benefits of water as well, and really just reemphasize what I already knew. But swimming is fantastic. I love it. Now we have other dogs who maybe we don't put in the water, and we bring them into the gym and we do more strength, balance, flexibility work. So again, customized programs for how they're having, addressing issues for the challenges they're having moving within their world. So whether that's moving around the house, moving outside their house, if they happen to have, let's say, a terraced backyard, if there are multiple levels, if there's sand in the backyard. So how do we get them strong enough to be able to not only walk in their backyard, but be able to go for walks in the neighborhood or in the wash or where places that they enjoy. So we're going to be looking at helping them practice how to make those movements. So for example, travel is a big one. We'll teach during our fitness sessions, we'll teach dogs how to use the ramp to get in and out of the car. One of the best ways to teach a dog to use a ramp is to not teach him to get in the car with the ramp. We have to teach him in a different way, in a way that builds their confidence to be able to do it. So that's the kind of stuff that we're going to be doing in the gym, in addition to, working with a lot of the equipment that you see back here. And that's Moby, by the way. He's our demo dog. Our dummy demo dog, but using a lot of the equipment that we have in here to build strength and to build confidence for them to be able to move through their world independently. A lot of times when we are in here, I'm teaching mom or dad how to work with the dog. I really believe in teaching folks how to fish. I want you to be able to do these exercises at home. You don't have to buy a lot of equipment. We can buy you can use things that you have around the house. You can use curbs outside for 2 paws up, for example, where we ask the dogs to put 2 paws on something that's elevated. we can make things work. This isn't all about, having the best equipment and going to the best gym. It's not what it's about. This is about getting the dogs to have great experience and move in their world the best way that they can. So we also do, as I mentioned earlier, A Loyal Companion started with me as a canine massage therapist. That's the foundation. That's the true foundation of A Loyal Companion. So massage is one of my favorite options. It's also a really good one for dogs who will not get in the pool, or just we don't have, I'm pretty conservative when it comes to dogs in the pool. If they are so stressed out that they can't take food, they don't recover immediately after coming out of the water, tail wag, shaking off, getting rid of the adrenaline, we're not going to try that too many times. I usually say we try it 3 times. Once it's the novelty, 2, it's when they know what's coming. 3, if we don't get any change, then we're done. I'm not going to put them through anything that doesn't outweigh the benefits, the physical benefits of what we're trying to accomplish. So massage is also a great way for me to spend time with the pet parent and with the dog, really understanding what the challenges are. In fact, my working relationship with Dr. McCoggin, with Maureen, started with her dog coming to me for massage, and it's a great way to really understand what's happening and what challenges the dog is having, as well as making them feel a whole lot better in the long run and in the short term. We also work with dogs who have specific injuries or need specific mobility devices or equipment. So one of the most popular folks we work with is Orthopeds Veterinary Orthotics and Prosthetics. They're out of Denver. I've worked with them for 11 years now. They were probably one of the first to go strictly animal or veterinary orthotics and prosthetics. So they don't do humans. This is not a human group that does animals on the side. This is all they do. So CCL tears. So that would be like a cranial cruciate ligament tear, like an ACL in a human. Bracing is a possibility for that, for multiple knee injuries. Common orthopedic injuries to wrists and ankles in dogs, which would be the carpus and the hock. We have bracing solutions for those too. So those dogs would go through a series of 3 appointments with us at minimum. One where we make a cast impression of the leg so that we can send that off to Denver, and they build a custom device for that individual dog. So nothing off the shelf for those. These are all custom made. They come back, the dog comes back to see us, and we fit those to make sure we have the best fit we can possibly get for the dog. When you're doing something that's custom, millimeters really matter. So we want to make sure that we've got that fit right. We don't cause more harm than good. We don't want sores, anything like that. So we get them in, we get them fitted, and then we bring them back a week to 10 days later, and we check them, make sure everything's going okay. These are not just something that you just kind of pop on the dog. There's a learning curve for mom and dad who are going to be putting that on and taking it off. So got to make sure that they know what they're doing and they feel confident about it too. So got to build some confidence there, which we try to do. And then we also work with those dogs to make sure that they're using the devices properly. So we want them to have as normal a gait or way they walk as possible. So we do a lot of gait retraining and a lot of strengthening and proprioception. So where's my body in space? So being able to do something like this with my eyes closed and not know that my finger is coming up to my nose. So we do a lot of training on that side, kind of afterward, to support the braces that we've put on. The other side is the wheelchair measuring and fitting. So most of you have seen my boy Half Moon. He is in a cart as well. And he has intervertebral disc disease, so his back legs don't work that well. Him being in a cart allows him to be extremely independent, and he is very clear when he'd like to be in or out of his cart, which I appreciate. And it allows him to go for as long a walk as he wants. He could probably go 3 hours. We've gone 2. He can spend that amount of time in his cart just running around, being crazy and chasing his sister Helen. But it really is his independence Yes, he can get from place to place. We call it his scuttle. He can get from place to place, but when we're going for longer walks, really wanting to be with the family, the cart's the way to go. So we provide that service, whether it's cart for the rear wheels, for rear limb weakness or injury, front limb. So we do a lot of front wheel carts for dogs with amputations. And we also do quad carts. And if you were here for the very beginning, you may have seen a couple of our quad cart dogs in the opening video. But we do all the measurements and the fitting. We primarily work with two companies, handicappets.com for our adjustable carts, which are also part of our rental fleet. So dogs that need a solution and they need it right now, or it's going to be short term, we do offer rentals for dogs in those situations. And we work with Eddie's Wheels out of Massachusetts, which I feel is the best custom cart company in the country and in the world, I would venture to say. They just have a really great design, and Half Moon loves his. Every dog I've put in one has had a great experience. Kahlua was in one, if you remember my girl Kahlua. So we work with those dogs. We get them measured, we get them fitted, make sure it's going well. We provide adjustment and support to those carts as well. And finally, not every dog needs a fancy solution. So sometimes it's something as simple as traction support. What kind of boots or socks or slippers can we put on the dog to help them get across the travertine tile from the living room to the kitchen to get that drink of water? Maybe that's all they need. So we provide that as well. The Help 'em Up harness, like I mentioned before, is probably my favorite piece of equipment. That one has been an invaluable find. I used it myself with Harley and have been in love with it ever since. So it's really just looking at each individual dog that comes through our door and really figuring out what they need. What do we need to do for them to be able to get them to have the independence and the joy of life that they really deserve, and we really want them to have. At this point, I think the other thing that I would interject is that it's about quality of life. It's not about how long can we get them to live, or can we, I want to make sure that they stay with me as long as possible. We want to make sure that they're happy and they're as independent and they are mentally engaged and want to be with us. If they continue to want that, we probably have a mobility solution that can keep them active. And that is probably one of the most important tenets that we live by, is that it is so it's so important for us to make sure that that the dog is there and wants to be there, and is not frustrated by not being able to go places that they want to go. I can tell you from my experience with Harley and with Kahlua and with Half Moon and with every dog that has come through our doors, if there's a desire to move, we're gonna get you into a position where you can move, even if it means that we're gonna put you in a dog baby jogger, because that mental engagement of being outside, out of your home environment, smelling new smells, seeing new sights, hearing new sounds. I don't care if you have no control over any of your limbs. We work with a dog from PAC. Some of you may remember. Her name is Daisy. She came in with such serious valley fever in all of her joints, if I remember correctly, all of her limb joints and along her spine. She's in a quad cart that we fit her with. And when she first came into us, she couldn't lift her head up. So she was laying on her side on our floor here. We got her into a standing position for the first time. And that was, I want to say, I'm really bad with timing, but I want to say that was about 8 months ago. Daisy came in to see us yesterday, and I saw her dad get her out of the car, put her in the cart, and she took off. She's now propelling herself with all of her limbs. Yeah, one of the front ones isn't working as well as it should be. It's dragging a little bit, but the back end is propelling her quite well. One of the front legs is really just zooming along. She's zooming so much that they had to put a tie on the front of the quad cart or she would get away. And that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. If your dog has good quality of life, they're functioning mentally and emotionally, we can help them with the physical part. We can get there. And I want you to know that we are here to help you with that piece. And I think it's important that everyone who wants their dog to continue to stay happy has that option. When I was with Harley, I promised him I would never let him go for a mobility issue. I would find a way to keep him moving as long as he wanted to move. And that was our agreement, and that's what we did. So I'm just really passionate about making sure that folks in the community and you all know that we're here to help you with those solutions. So I'm going to step off my soapbox and thank you for indulging me in my passion. But keeping dogs moving and moving comfortably and enjoying their lives is really just such a foundation of what I do and what we do that I'm just proud that y'all are part of it with me. So we're going to flip back over to Nikki, and she's going to show us how to make some bandanas. She's got some, looks like they're already started. So these will also, you can keep these, if you make one, you can keep it for your own dog, or you can make one that's a little more general and get it back to us, and we will send them over to the dogs at PAC on the line. These really look great in photographs. They're a good conversation point for folks that are walking up and down the kennels looking for their new best friend. So these are really, really super, super helpful. And Nikki obviously is our creative guru. So I'm going to turn it over to her, and she's going to show us, give us some tips and show you how to work with the material. So go ahead and grab your bandanas and your markers that you picked up in your packet, and Nick's going to get going.
All right. So you picked up either one or two bandanas and a couple of markers. You can use whatever markers you have at home too. These are just permanent markers. You could use fabric markers. I guess you could use washable ones, but they will eventually wash out. And then we just want to kind of design them to be bright and colorful to grab people's attention. Like this one just says "Adopt Me" with a bunch of different designs on it. This one is more of a St. Patrick's Day one. It says "Pick Me" with some little shamrocks and a rainbow. And then this one is more of a Valentine's one. Heart, I'm yours, with just some little polka dots. So it doesn't have to be anything fancy, just colorful and attention grabbing, just so that dog sticks out to anyone who's walking by their kennel. So what you want to do is unfold the bandana that's in your packet all the way, and then fold it diagonally across. Now this would be for quite a big dog, so if you have a little dog, you could even fold it diagonally once more so that it's a little smaller, and then you can fold the top so you have a little tie around their neck. Or you can leave it as the halfway so that more dogs can wear it. And then what you're going to want to do is either color on a surface that you don't care about, or use just a simple piece of paper and put it under under the first layer of the bandana, so that when the marker bleeds through, it gets on the paper and not on your table. And then you can just, pick whatever you want to do, whether that's shapes, hearts, stars, bones, paw prints, tennis balls, whatever it is. And then cute sayings if you have one. If it's for your own dog, you could do their name. Or if it's for PAC and you have a favorite dog there, you can do their name. But like I said, we just want it to be bright and colorful and attention grabbing, so that it really grabs potential adopters' attention when they walk by the kennel. You're going to want to kind of hold the bandana flat a little bit so it doesn't bunch up when you try to color on it. But otherwise, you can just kind of do whatever you want to do. I'm going to do a paw print right now. You know, and then you can color it in with a different color. You can color it in with that color. However you kind of want to do it, it's all up to you. It's just kind of just a fun, creative way to really get some more exposure for these dogs.
So Nick, I have a quick question for you. When you could you hold up your bandana? I want to see how you made the paw, the one that you're working on right now.
Yeah.
So did you kind of make a heart? Is that what that is? Yeah, it's kind of
like an upside down heart. And then
That's
just some
cool.
ovals over the top.
That's cool. Okay, awesome. So you could do just really it's limit of the imagination, right? So
Yeah.
Paw prints, hearts, what are let's see, different kinds of shape. We had some really fun ones that folks made last year. I think one of them said, "I'm the one you want, pick me, I'm a lover." Lots of other fun sayings that really just get your attention and start conversations. And you can make some that are even like for male dogs or for female dogs. You can make them really specific. You could say lover boy or lover girl or anything like that, right?
Of course. Yep. Whatever you want to do is totally fine.
So what about, do you have any advice on the color, like how dark they are or how light they are? So if you have like, I don't know that we gave away a bunch of small yellow or like the yellow markers or the orange, anything show up better than others?
Actually, I tried all the yellow and the oranges, and they actually worked pretty well.
Oh, cool. Okay. That's
the
good.
only ones I really didn't send out were like black and stuff like that. Just
Okay.
because those aren't bright and colorful.
Right.
But everything else worked out really well. But the more you color in something, the more it's going to bleed through.
Okay.
So you're definitely going to want to watch how hard you press and how many times you go back and forth over the color.
Okay.
If you don't have something in between to catch the color.
So you could even use a piece of cardboard under there too, right? Or multiple pieces of paper if you wanted to make something super dark.
Definitely.
Okay, so if folks are going to keep these at home, what do you think about washing? Should you wash those just by themselves, or can you wash them? How much are they got to bleed? Do you know?
I don't know how much they're going to bleed. I've had several shirts that we've colored on, like in high school, and we always just washed them and dried them with our regular loads of laundry.
Okay.
The color did eventually wash out, but it took months. So
it took months. Yeah, cool. Awesome. Well, that's fantastic. Well, thank you, Nikki. I really appreciate it. And I love that you're so crafty and creative with that kind of stuff because I'm just so bad at it. So another good example of us playing to each other's strengths. We each have dogs who love to swim with us, and we have other dogs that are like, "Wait, you're not Nikki. You're on the wrong side, and that's not how we do this." And then the dogs always tell us when we get it right or get it wrong. So
definitely.
All right, Nick, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Thanks.
All right, everybody, it is 11:15. So it's time for our celebration of life. And this all started when we did our first anniversary in January of 2016. I had just lost Harley in November of 2015, and it felt important to me to honor him in some way, as he was kind of a founding father of everything that we had done. And it makes sense to me simply because we work with a lot of senior dogs. We work with obviously a lot of dogs with mobility challenges. It felt like we needed to honor those dogs, and we needed to provide space for their mom and dad, their family, to be able to share with us. So we started doing a celebration of life at our first anniversary, and we've continued to do that. So today is our 6th celebration. Normally when we're all together, we would all be in the room and we'd go around and introduce ourselves in the name of our dogs. So if you don't mind, I'd like to do that virtually. So if you feel inclined, I'd love for you to type in your dog's name or your animal's name that you're going to be honoring today. We received about 45 photos of dogs who have passed. That I have included in a memorial video that I'm going to show in a couple minutes. But I'd love it if you could just type in your dog's name and put that in the comment section for us, so we can see the dogs that we're recognizing today. If you don't feel inclined to do that, that's absolutely fine. Just want to give you the opportunity to do that. I've loved spending time with each and every dog that has walked through our facility or rolled through our facility, and I would be honored to be able to talk about them today. And I'm going to be just popping these on as they come up in the comments. The other thing to know is that it's been a crazy year. It's been a difficult year, and losing a dog in a year like this is a pretty good challenge. And this is not something that we always think about or make time for, and sometimes it's not recognized by those around us. And I think this is a space to do that. One thing I would like to say, kind of a little cover my own self, is that I did my best to get as many photos as I could. Everyone who sent me one, you should see your dog on here. If I misspelled a name, I apologize. Please understand that my heart was in the right place. But this is always a challenging time for me. As you know, I lost my foster girl, Kalua. She was only with me for about 3 months with Kathy and I. And this is, it's hard to, even in my position, it's hard to believe that a dog can get under your skin and into your heart so quickly. And I think she really highlighted to me that being a pet parent to a mobility challenged or a senior dog really is a labor of love. I can tell you that I have not picked up as much dog pee in my entire life as I have as when Kalua was with us. And I learned a lot about female canine incontinence with Kalua, and she taught me a lot. She was a lot of work, and you know, I honor that, and I honor everything that she brought to our house, because it was a completely different energy. And you know, I love her, and I miss her, and I'd be willing to bet that you're here because you have someone that you miss and you love. So without further ado, I think what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and play this video, and then we'll do a quick toast at the end. Here we go. Okay. So I hope, I guess I should have put out the Kleenex alert before I started that video. So sorry, sorry about that. I can tell you I've watched that multiple times over the last week, and it doesn't get any less powerful, I think, because there's so much love in that video. And sorry, that wasn't supposed to happen. So much love in that video that um, that's what fuels what we do. Thankfully, I have a tissue. Um, we know how much you love your dog, and we want to be here for them. And thank you for allowing us to be here. You're such a big part of what we do and of our lives, and we this is our way of saying thanks for allowing us to be part of that. So here's what we're going to do. If you have some fluid next to you, you have a drink of whatever it happens to be, let's go ahead and raise a toast to our dogs and to how much we love them and how much joy they bring into our lives. And we'll see them again. We're going to be together again soon. All right. Here's to all of our dogs. We love you and we miss you. All right, folks. I thank you so much for being here with us today. I know we couldn't be there in person, but you know what? It's how we're doing things these days, and we're getting by and we're surviving. And I don't know about you, but I can feel the love coming through my screen right now, and I hope you can feel it as well. We're looking forward to seeing you in 2021 and being able to be there for you and for your dogs. If you need anything, please give us a call, send us an email, get in touch, and we'll see what we can do to help you out. All right, everybody, go out, stay safe, go get your mask. I'm about to put mine back on, and be well, everyone. We miss you. We love you. Take care, and be good. Thanks. Bye, guys.